But unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, the better I can understand, how people are likely to think about things around the world and the type of decisions that are going to be made, the better you can position yourself ahead of time. You can kind of see the future. You can understand the future a moment before your opponent does, if you will. And Chuck kind of did the same thing, by the way. And he understands accounting and finance, and he can do math well in his head, better than some of the people I went to graduate school with, where everybody there has a genius IQ at U Chicago, but a lot of them don't know what the they're doing, but they're really good at it. They appear to be. But I think fighting is the same type of thing. Is that martial arts is a lot like business. That like, if you can think of a couple thousand ways to not get hurt, to not let somebody hurt you, and if you had 5 or so ways that you were proficient at making money or hurting your opponent, you can win a lot of fights that way. But a lot of things, if you don't have any defense, you're not going to be able to implement your offense too well.
Correct.
How do you think about
I
that?
think that's important. Yeah. Knowing how to defend, first when I first came to the MMA, because I was like, we were talking about that earlier, like I really concentrated on being able to stay in good position, not getting submitted on the ground, and then if I got on the bottom, how to get out. So I get back to where I was proficient at offense. So yeah, you're always trying to predict what someone's going to do ahead of time. If you want to know all the information you can about them, you try to do your homework, do your stuff, you watch your films, and then prepare for them. You set up your game plan and go.
I think the more you could understand different sectors in the stock market, different areas of the economy, different martial arts, you have a lot better predictive abilities. You understand, well, how's my opponent likely to move? What is their response likely to be? And we were playing with this. No, Henry and I were last week. Never mind. Henry Hooft and I were saying, well, with wrestlers, going to behave this way. If you do this or that, he's going to do this. It's like, because that's what he was trained to do. So a guy that came from a wrestling background is going to behave differently in a fight than a guy that came from a kickboxing background. And you should understand both. And if we go back to the stock market, it's like, well, there is only one economy, guys. There's one big economy. And the summation of the economy is the what the economy is the summation of the decisions of the 8 billion or so people that are moving around on the earth. And about 5 billion of them are pretty broke. They don't have very many financial resources. So if you could think about the 3 billion that have a little bit of money, and the few that are going to be responsible for a lot of the economy, now you can start building some predictive models. Like, all right, under what circumstances, or given a set of circumstances, how are the humans likely to behave? Given a different set of circumstances, how are the humans likely to behave? And then you can start thinking of like, all right, so what are the things that if you had to cut your budget, what would be the last things to go? All right? And I get to things like that. I'm like, well, food is going to remain popular. Food is going to remain popular. Electricity is going to remain popular. Maybe high-end fashion brands are going to have a tough time for a little while. Maybe some high-end fashion brands, but if I had to think to myself, like, what are the last things that people are going to, which bills are the people going to pay first? Homelessness, avoiding homelessness is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
pretty
a nice
cool
one.
having like a nice home for your family. So most people are going to tend to pay their rent. They're going to tend to pay their power bill. They're going to tend to pay their electric bill, internet service, phone service. They're going to pay those bills before they buy a new refrigerator. They're going to pay those bills before they buy a new car. They're going to pay those bills before they buy a first-class seat on an airplane or any seat on an airplane. So, consumer discretionary things are going to suffer more than consumer staples in a tough economy. In an inflationary environment, another great one is REITs, real estate investment trusts, because as you see bond yields go down, you see bonds get cheaper, That's what the interest rates are based on for people that don't know that. And then you're going to look at money market account funds are going to pay lower interest rates. Certificates of deposits are going to pay lower interest rates. Treasury bills are going to pay lower interest rates. And if you look at real estate investment trust companies, the ones that I still own that I know the most about would be Mace Rich or Simon Property Group. Well, they own malls. These are the premier companies of the world that own shopping centers, malls. Well, the number one cost of owning a portfolio of malls is the financing expense on the real estate. So if you have lower interest rates, then you go refinance the shit at the lower interest rates, and it's your biggest expense. You just saved a couple percent, which might be a lot of your profits, So lower interest rates is a big deal for REITs. And at the same time, they can start raising rents because of inflation. So numerically, rents can go up at the same time that their financing expenses are going down. Right? What does that look like for their cash flows? It looks really good. They can pay off debt if they want to. They can rebuild new infrastructure if they want to. Or the nature of a REIT is they're required, any money that they don't spend on operating the business, they're required to distribute back to the owners of the stock, the owners of the REIT. So they have to make capital distributions. They have to pay back 90% of the money to maintain their REIT status. The reason they care about maintaining their REIT status is they get taxed like a C corp or an S corp, an S corp or LLC rather than a C corp. A REIT doesn't pay double taxes. It doesn't pay the corporate taxes that a subchapter C corporation pays. And then when a shareholder gets paid out a dividend, then they have to pay taxes again. So you have single taxation versus double taxation for the REIT, which is why it's a popular vehicle that there's less money is going to the government and more money is going to the shareholder. Well, again, at a time that bonds are down, at a time that treasury notes, corporate bonds, municipal bonds, money market account, certificate of deposit at a bank, all of those things, the interest rates are lower. The cap rate starts going up on the REIT. They have more cash. They have more cash flow because they have less debt expense. Debt financing is lower. Profits are up, and they have higher distribution. So the percentage, people will bid up the price, and the cap rate, the PE ratio will go up because the cap rate on the stock is higher. It pays out a higher dividend. It pays out a higher dividend, essentially, to say it loosely, than you could get from those other vehicles. So REITs will tend to do very well in a lower interest rate economy, which is why I kept those malls. That I've been hoping that one day that we'll get his wish to cut interest rates, and those malls will do very well in a lower interest rate economy.
You watch this video all the way through, and that tells me you're dedicated to learning more and earning far above average outcomes in your life. Congratulations for that. But now it's time to take action. If you could have earned those results by yourself, you would have done it already. My head coach has opened up a few spots on his high-demand calendar for an in-person, one-on-one strategy session to help you. On this call, we'll give you the pragmatic advice that you can implement tonight to get laser-focused on the right metrics and leave mediocrity far behind in your past. Click that link right now in the description below and apply for your call immediately. Do it now.